I would now like to invite the Honorable Tourism Minister, who will now read a short story titled The Reunion, which is very special because it is part of his unpublished collection.
Thank you and good evening, friends, our Honorable Chief Minister, our Cabinet colleague, Bakerman, ladies and gentlemen. At most events you've seen me speak. On certain occasions you've seen me playing the guitar. But today I offer a new avatar of me, which is part of the efforts to lead by example and showing the way to the rest of the country. Here's a short story that I believe will find resonance in each one of you. It's called The Reunion. He is familiar with the phrase, butterfly in one's stomach. Having majored in English from St. Anthony's College, idioms and phrases are his forte. But he didn't know the feeling until that morning. He felt an unease he could not describe, a sudden rush of conflicting emotions, a quickening of the heartbeat. Flushed and almost stuporous, he was pulled by the gravity of time and tied to the distant shores of yesterday. He must have been 15. She was at most a year younger. Schools have just closed for the winter vacation, and Rupert was with a group of friends discussing their holiday plans. He was happy to have topped the class in the annual examination, something he was kind of surprised about, considering the relative lack of effort on his part this time around. And then he saw her. She was in a peacock green frock and a black woolly sweater, her jet black hair bunched neatly. But what caught his attention was her pair of eyes. There was something ethereal, almost angelic, about those eyes. He stopped as if transfixed. The other guys had an uproarious laughter. Seen some apparition or puri blay bird? One of them teased. Then came the moment. What's up, Angie? Meet Rupert, the latest recruit to the gang. They exchanged handshakes, both trying to suppress their nervousness. It all came at once, because it truly can come only once. Rupert fell madly, ineluctably into the warm embrace of Amma that wintry afternoon in cherry blossom-cloaked Shillong. He had to tell someone, and Rupert chose Nangte, his close aide, advisor and guide, a few months older in age. I need her to know, bro. You have to play your game adroitly. Never felt this way ever. Hey gosh. Playing the expert, Nangte locked Rupert in his gaze. Are you sure you mean it, Bert? Angie is kind of a recluse, and her parents are rather strict. And what if she turns you down? Haven't seen her dating anyone before. Oh, come on, love guru. You can read my face. Besides, here's a short poem I've written for her. This says it all. Rupert took out a well-folded piece of paper. Ah, poet, he teased. By the way, is my letter for Brenda ready? Laureate? Rupert had a fetish for words and was popular in his circle for his letter writing skill. He was in high demand when it came to embellishing the feelings of love struck Romeo's with appropriate words in flowing prosody. It is ready, bro. I'm bringing it to the badminton court tonight. Meanwhile, make sure this reaches NG ASAP, he said, as he tucked the poem in Nangte's wind cheetah. She can't say no to someone with those feelings, he said, half in jest. Rupert and Angie met a week before Christmas. The season of love was in the air. For the lovebirds, it added luster to the spirit of Christmas all around. Thanks for the lovely poem, she said, her demure eyes meeting his momentarily. He was shaking like an autumnal leaf, her eyes probing him into the depths of his being. Let's have tea in the cafe, he invited her, his hand clasping hers as the sun turns mellower on the grass of the golf course. Sure, but let's not take too long. May should be home in a bit. It was one of those magical days in their lives. And as they sat sipping their tea, the sounds of silent night came wafting from a distance. All is calm and bright indeed. That was Rupert's most memorable Christmas, and regrettably, the last he was to spend in the company of someone he loved. It came like a thunderbolt, and Rupert felt he was its target. I've got to see you, was Angie's terse message through Tom, a common friend. My dad has been hinting at it for months, but we never thought it would happen so soon. He has been promoted and transferred to Dibrugarh, his first outstation posting. It's been finalized. He's got to report to his immediate boss by month end. She paused, trying in vain to combat tears. We're moving to his official quarters by mid-January, and my school admission has already been sorted out. Rupert was tongue-tied and too shell-shocked to react. He bit his lower lip, attempting to put up a brave exterior. His hand reached for hers, caressing them slowly as he enveloped her in a tight embrace, fully aware that time was evanescent The warmth of the embrace would evaporate into nothingness in no time. But he knew that the moment would never. They both knew. Life is but a dream, Rupert thought, snatches of an early nursery rhyme playing instantly inside his head as he read the letter on his writing desk for the umpteenth time. Like pleasant company one meets on a train journey, we are wont to making promises of staying in touch. Most of us don't. But Angie, his childhood crush, his first intimation of romance, has proven herself the exception to the rule. Something indescribable stirred inside his heart. A deep longing to reconnect, to travel back in time, to divest his soul of the trappings that age, wealth, and material success have brought over the years, to recapture the lost innocence of childhood. Angie, having brought laurels to herself in academics, had just joined the National Civil Services and was in town for a brief break, during which she intended to meet members of her family and a select group of friends. Rupert, she revealed, topped the list of the latter category. She is currently seeing, quote, a rather interesting man, perhaps a couple of years younger than you, is all she was willing to reveal in the letter, promising to share tidbits when they meet. It took the ever-articulate Rupert 10 drafts and 4 glasses of his favorite red wine before he could settle for the final copy that would find its way to his first crush the next day. She is here at last, Rupert told himself, a beam on his face and the butterflies back in his tummy after a long hiatus. The rendezvous was discussed over phone, and they agreed for high tea at Hotel Pinewood on Wednesday evening. Angie's voice sent Rupert into a tizzy. He was incoherent, ending the phone conversation with uncharacteristic terseness. We will talk when we meet, he stuttered, pushing the 2 minutes of talk time to its abrupt end. Then D-Day came, and the butterflies, the memories, the conflicting emotions refused to leave as the morning ripened into the afternoon. He was as taut as a fishing line on the verge of a big catch. He was as free as a hummingbird flapping its wings to assert its independence. But he was battling certain ghosts. What if meeting Angie would detract the both of us from our happiness without adding to our joy? What if seeing her after a lapse of so many years would disturb the picture I have of her as the ultimate imperfection? What if my trained adult eye notices something that evaded me as a 15-year-old love-besotted kid? What if the years have been unkind to her pellucid, piercing eyes? What if I fall in love all over again, but the door to her heart is closed forever? And most important of all, what if the ultimate picture I have freezed in my mind's eye of Angie is disrupted and distorted like a madman slashing a Rembrandt with a knife? He was wrestling with all such questions, and he knew he could not be disappointed. He came to a decision, stood up, and put the phone off the hook. That way, he would at least be uncontactable, unreachable. Angie had her own set of questions and was equally agitated. But she knew deep inside that Rupert would always be her first love, and nothing would change that. Certainly not her latest dalliance with Romans. When she finally realized it was more than an hour from the agreed tryst, she ordered a cup of cappuccino for herself, called up home to announce that she would be back earlier than expected. Later that evening, she took a long, close look at the only picture she had of herself and Rupert in the portico of her childhood home before shredding it to pieces. She felt an admixture of pain and peace, of nausea and nostalgia. She also felt the sudden stream of tears welling up in her eyes as she made a clean break with a past that she had so many precious memories of. Thank you.